heard it was the Sierra Club. I was like, I'm in the wrong room. Talking about conservation. What's happening there? I want to thank all the hosts, the casino, everyone who had. Give a round of applause to those ladies singing the national. Was that incredible? That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for doing that. And sir, we actually have something in common. I too have urinated on a lieutenant colonel and found out the different circumstances, I assure you, but what happened? I want to thank you so much for that wonderful prayer, invocation. Greg, your hospitality, everyone, means a lot. I hear that citation. And by the way, the video executive produced by my mother, evidently. Even I'm a little sick of that. It was me. One of the things that is crazy when I hear that citation is, they credit you with, so the Medal of Honor is only given to things that are witnessed. It has to be witnessed, right? And the last guy who was shot more times than Tupac Shakur and landed on his head from the third story, he's badly wounded. I assure you, he didn't make surgery, all right? Just so that we're on the record. We could have chalked one more up for Team America on that one, but neither here nor there. I want to say, if you are a veteran and you're able to stand, I want you to stand up right now and be recognized. All veterans of this state country. Give them a round of applause. I don't know if you noticed this, but there were a few women who stood with the men. Did you see that? Yeah. People are always asking, what are you going to do with women serving at a time of war? That's been happening since gunpowder, in fact. There were times that our enemy would test the women of the United States Army, and it turns out that women shoot just as accurately and straight as men do. And I would tell you about what those enemies said about the women that they fought, but they're not available for comment. So God bless all of our soldiers, men and women. God bless you for what you do. Well, Tom Brokaw says that the greatest generation of American is a World War II veteran. And my granddad's still alive, 102. Yeah. He's not here to hear that, but he's still alive. But my granddad served in the Normandy campaign. Now, I grew up at 6 years of age hearing stories no 6-year-old should ever be told. I would go out target practicing with my dad, and I would aim low to the left. And my dad would say, David, that's not where the target is. And I would say, but that's where the hip bone is and the femoral artery. And my father said, hey, Grandpa, those stories are inappropriate. Don't tell him that anymore. That's inappropriate. He doesn't need to hear that. But thank you, Granddad, because it was true. But my grandfather did a tour in North Africa. He did a tour in Normandy, and every time I take him to Olive Garden, he does a tour of Italy. That man can eat. He's 102 and can eat like I've never seen a human being eat before. God bless him. But with all due respect to my grandfather, who I love and adore, when I came home from Iraq, I was walking. They made us wear the uniforms when we came home on leave. And I walk into the Atlanta airport, and someone grabs me from behind and grabs me by the neck and pulls me in, which, by the way, if you're a combat veteran coming home, don't do that. It's a horrible idea. So this guy grabs me from behind, and I feel liquid on my neck. And I turn around, and it's a Vietnam vet crying. And he tells me something that I would never expect to hear from a fellow veteran. He looked me in the eyes and he said, thank you, I love you. So Vietnam veterans, I want to tell you something. Thank you, I love you. You have protected my generation from the treatment you received when you came home. You made sure that all the lunatics and all the morons out there, and there are plenty, would not ever touch your sons and grandsons. And that makes you the greatest generation to ever walk the earth. You are the greatest generation of America. No one will tell me different. You won your fight. You won your fight. You won every battle. And politics subsumed that, didn't it? And that's the fear that I think we all have when we serve. Is it going to be the generation, the valor of a generation, or is it going to be the politics that send a generation to war? We don't get to pick our fights, right? But we do it. And there are people in this room that never understood a snap or a crack of a bullet. They didn't get the fight. They didn't get the war. But they were willing. And I'll tell you what, that is all I need. I need to know that you're willing. You're willing to stand there with me. I don't care what your skin color is. I don't care what's on your iPod. I don't care what you love, how you identify. Identify as a tuna sandwich. I don't care who you vote for, although it does bother me. It does. I can't lie to you. It bothers me. But I don't care. You're willing to be by my side. And that is what makes us the greatest nation in the history of the world. I get all my wisdom from the Vietnam generation. They're my Sherpas in life. Because I look at them and I see myself when I'm your age. I know it's going to be okay. I know I'm going to be able to get through the worst days because you're getting through and you raised a family and you worked and you didn't quit and you didn't decide to. Everyone talks about veterans as if we're victims or criminals. We talk about the Iraq War. You talk about the guys who did things at Abu Ghraib, or you talk about Jessica Lynch, right? The victim, the criminal. That's not who we are. We know who we are. We have a compass. We have a true north. On a map, there's 3 norths. Where are the ROTC? Where are your ROTC kids? How many norths are there? Any one of you? Air Force. Don't know, do you? We do. You got magnetic north. Magnetic north. You look at your compass, it tells you where north is. And that works fine until what? You're at the North Pole. Does it work then? No, can't rely on magnetic north. Right? You have, how many norths then? 3. Right? You got the north on the top of the map. That points up. That works if you're actually facing north, right? Unless you're not. Can you trust that? No. 2 norths have failed you. There's one true north. And that is always north. And it will never fail you. And that's what your moral compass has to be. My Vietnam veterans, my mentors in my life have taken me aside, and when I got this thing, the first thing they sent me to was Gay Pride Week in New York City. And that was alarming to me, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't prepared for that. And you know what I saw? I saw transgender people, I saw gay people, and they all gave me a hug. They said, welcome home, and go kick ISIS's ass. Because that's what America is. Everyone wants to polarize us. Everyone wants to divide us. You turn on cable news every day, we're divided, we're divided. Guess what, China? I find you to be adorable, Chinese army. I find the Russians wanted to be here today. They ran out of gas. They couldn't get it. The Russians, you want to test our Navy? Every time a Russian vessel's in the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, and here comes the United States Navy, we find out how quickly the Russians can go backwards in their vessels. Russians are good at going backwards and left. I'm not afraid of Russia. I'm not afraid of China. I've seen this new generation. We look at everyone. Listen, The Vietnam generation, when I came home, I've got the Medal of Honor, everyone's thanking me, I don't know what to say. What do you say? Thank you for your service. And you say, college really wasn't working out, you know? I had time, pretty good shot, I had time. What do you want me to say? Vietnam generation, Vietnam veteran looks me in the eye and he says, the next time someone thanks you for your service, you shake their hand, you look them in the eye, and you say, you're worth it. Wow, that you want to blow someone's mind? Do that in Los Angeles. You will break their brain. It's like when someone sneezes and you're like, Jesus loves you. Like, wait a second. What happened? We just morphed out of God bless you, I guess. Like, right into the deity. No one expected that. But it's true. People don't know how to act to that. What do you say? When someone says, you're worth it. Because you are worth it. And I tell people all the time, I go to colleges, some people agree with my politics, some people hate me. What are you going to do? I tell far left people in college, young people. I was talking to a feminist group the other day, and they obviously had their opinions about the war and the military, and I said, listen, no one's going to touch a hair on your armpit. We are... Stop it. I had to. You knew I had to. No one is going to touch you. I don't care if you're Antifa, if you hate America, if you don't understand America. We are going to protect you. That's who we are. I don't care what you love or how you identify or who you voted for. Again, that does annoy me though. But still, we don't care. We're gonna do the job. Now listen, the younger generation out there, you know what they're all saying about you, right? What are they saying about you? What? Go ahead.
A lot of people say that we're insensitive to some stuff, but I'm not insensitive, sensitive to just what the older generations think would be fun.
Okay, how about this one? I'll add this one onto it. They say you're worthless, is what they say, right? You're worthless. You sleep in, you play your Xbox and your PlayStation. You're not ready for the real world. You're a disappointment, you don't make your bed, right? Do you know what they said about my generation? The exact same thing. You know why? Because old people like to make fun of young people. It doesn't make us feel old. I read when COVID happened, I started reading all this stuff from World War I, and I'm reading all these diaries of World War I, and they're complaining about the same things we're complaining about, right? And do you know what the World War I generation said about their children? They said they were complacent and worthless. They're jumping pillboxes from island to island. They liberated the world. And then the World War II generation had kids, and they said they're complacent and worthless. And that generation punched communist Chinese in the face. They did what the communists never thought we could ever do. They saw the TV. They saw the kids at Woodstock with the granola and the acoustic guitars. They didn't see what was coming at them. They won every battle that they fought. And then you Vietnam generation baby boomers at us. And you thought we were what? Listening to Kurt Cobain too much? Cutting perfectly good jeans with little holes in it? We played PlayStation version 1, but we did it for 18 hours a day. We did. And we were couch potatoes. We started that term, couch potato. Do you know how hurtful that is to be called a couch potato? Not a carrot, not a tomato, or a tomato. A potato. That's rude. It's insensitive. And then the towers fell. And now guess what? We go to SeaWorld for free. Budweiser loves us. We're heroes as a generation. You know why? Because we got tested. Just like our Vietnam fathers got tested. Just like our granddads in World War II got tested. And you know what? you're going to be tested too. And you know what? You're going to do what every generation of American has ever done. You're going to knock the taste out of the spit out of anyone stupid enough to test you on a battlefield. You are going to show them once and for all who we are as a people. We're not going to go quietly in the night. It doesn't matter who has the federal bench, who we elect as president, what party's running the House and the Senate. We are Americans. And that will earn respect. That will be heard throughout the ages. This story isn't over. We're in the fourth inning, still on the starting pitcher. We're moving. And everyone that wants to get in the way and threaten that. Let me tell you something right now. We have a pandemic in America. It's contagious. And it will kill you. Do you know what it is? ROTC in the back? What's the pandemic that's contagious and will kill you? Come on, Air Force. What are you doing? I'm trying to set you up. That's a late. What is it? No, it's not COVID. It's stupid. It's stupid. Let me tell you something about college. I love college. God bless college. College is wonderful. College is breeding perpetual adolescence. There is a group of people out there that want you to stay as young as you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. You know what we do in the military? We take adolescence and we crush it into dust. We make men and women strong enough to handle any burden in this world. You are no longer a child. You are an adult. And you will conduct yourself as an adult. You know why you don't get in a car with a drunk person? Because it's stupid. You know why you don't take drugs where you don't know where they came from? Because it's stupid. And you know what's stupid? Look around the room. Stupid is in this room right now. It just doesn't know it's stupid. It's here. It's with you everywhere. Stupid will barnacle to greatness. Now let me ask you, young people. Show me your hands. Do you have greatness in you, yes or no? Yes, raise your hand. No, keep it down. Do you have greatness in you? Because I'll tell you what, if your hand isn't up, someone raise your hand on the first. If you don't have greatness in you, do me a favor, stay out of my military. Yep. If you don't have greatness in you, I don't want you. Yeah. And understand when you have greatness, stupid barnacles to greatness. You know why stupid barnacles to greatness? Because if stupid can make you do something stupid, it's not stupid, is it? It got you. It got you to forget who you are. It got you to lose self-esteem. It got you to make decisions that aren't appropriate decisions for a sound adult to make. We met someone the other day who was 56 years of age who's dropping an R&B CD for the first time ever next Tuesday. If you haven't discovered in 56 years that you are an R&B artist, you should not be dropping an LP on Tuesday. That is Peter Pan. Right now on Amazon, adult coloring books are out of stock. Adult coloring books are out of stock. You got a bunch of English literature professors with ponytails, right, that believe that pro wrestling's real and the space program's fake. And they're out there reminding 19 and 20-year-olds, hey, be cool like me. Stay young. Don't ever, ever become an adult. There is beauty and responsibility in service. That is who we are. That's what we're here on this earth to do, is to serve, to take care of each other, to protect each other. There are people in this world that can't protect themselves. There are people in this world that get bullied. The United States Army has been fighting bullies since 1775. We are subject matter experts on bullies. We know exactly how to handle a bully. We don't go to the principal. We punch them in the throat, which is what God intended you to be punched in, by the way. No one tells anyone that. The throat. The greatest thing I've ever done in my life was serve my country. The greatest thing in my life I was ever able to do was to serve my country at a time of war. I'm going to tell you something about that flag. That flag might mean something different to us here, but when you go overseas and you see that flag, the people overseas know what that flag represents. There's calm, there's peace, there's security. And if you're an enemy, it's the most beautiful thing in the world to see fear in the face of someone that wants to cause you harm. Because they know, even if they get you, there's going to be 30 or 40 people that look just like you with the same flag on your shoulder that are coming after you. That's who we are. You know, people talk all the time about what America, everyone wants to, are you willing to die? Are you willing to die for your country? And I don't know. I've never died. I don't know how to answer that. Am I willing to die? We say it all the time. I die for you. I die. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I mean, stop it. It's not even that good. What are you willing to do? Would you die for your partner? Would you die for your family? These are all parlor games we play. It's hyperbole. But what are you willing to kill for? Are you willing to stand up and say that this threat will never touch anything on our soil? When you talk to people in other countries, 8 and 9-year-olds, they know distance and direction. They know mortar rounds, where they're coming from. It's a completely different world. Threat and death is everywhere. It's inevitable. And you fight against a group of people while we raise our children to have a life where they can experience things and accomplish things, and we reward them with accomplishment and success. You have an entirely different ideology that looks at September 11th as a day of thanksgiving and celebration. And they honor their children by the quality of their death, not the quality of their life, the quality of their death. I saw on a battlefield something I never would experience, I never thought I would experience on a battlefield, which is grace and love. If you would have told me that my experience in love would have come at war, I would have said you were insane. But that's exactly what you see. People who don't get along, don't agree on anything, do things for each other because it's what we're supposed to do. If you think you're going to find dignity and respect by becoming a servant to the United States government, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. We don't treat people with dignity and respect because it's good for our promotions. We don't treat people with dignity and respect because it gets us Facebook likes. We do it because it's the right thing to do. It's who we are. It's who we are. Racism, hatred, ignorance. There's no time. You have no time for that. There's no play. By the way, aren't we all doing 23andMe? Has anyone checked their genealogy recently? How could you be a racist today? Everyone sees where they're from. How can you think that way and wear the uniform? It's impossible. You want to eliminate racism? Put on the uniform and come with me to Fort Benning, Georgia. Get your degree, get your master's degree, get your PhD. I'm going to take you to the university at Fort Benning, Georgia, and I'm going to get you a bachelor's degree in life. And you're going to realize that the person next to you, however they look, whatever they worship, you're only as strong as they are. That is trust. That's fidelity. I'm going to leave you with this. And I'm talking to you ROTC people back there, because by the way, Junior ROTC is the greatest leadership organization in the history of this country. And there are schools in Nevada, there are places all over, especially in this state, that want to eliminate Junior ROTC. And that is absolutely something we must aggressively push back against. Because you are at a level that your peers that aren't in ROTC are not at. You're elite because of that institution and your leadership that you have. I want to remind you about one thing. You're going to spend your entire life as an adult looking to trust people. All right? You're going to meet a boy, meet a girl, and you're going to be like, do I trust them enough to go on a date with them? Do I trust them enough to have a second date? Do I trust this guy enough to show him how much money I have? Do I trust this person enough to tell my secrets to? Civilians are constantly looking to establish trust after they establish like. You like someone before you trust them as a civilian. When you join the United States military, you are going to trust before you like. There are people that breathe and eat with their mouth open. Their feet smell. They're disgusting human beings. Unbelievable. Like, just what is going on? Do you have soap in Iowa? Do you understand what's going on? I had a kid that smells bad. True story. I had to mark his armpits with a magic marker and tell him the next morning I need to see those X marks erased. Some people are all they can be, right? The U.S. Army, be all you can be. He was all he could be. I love that kid. He's a part of my family, and I trusted him. I trusted him because he was willing to be there with me. When you turn around and you're about to go into the great unknown, I don't care if I knock down a door and see Satan himself behind a card table. I'm going to put a boot in Lucifer's chest because I've got 11 of the greatest men I've ever known in my life with me. That's who we are. That's who you are. That is greatness. And that trust and fidelity. All those kids getting their degrees, going into debt, they're all going to go to their jobs. They're going to go to medical school. They're going to go to all their law school. And you're going to look around the room and you're going to say, what have you done? You took the LSAT? Congratulations. You took the MCAT? Wowzers. That's never been done before, has it? Never. You are the first, and the 850 people there. When you are in the military, everyone goes through the same thing. And when you go in that college room, that classroom, when you go and you get your degree, you're going to know you were tested. You actually stand for something. You know what you're able to do. And you are dependable, and you trust the right people. And that's the secret sauce. Trusting the right people. Peer pressure makes you smoke cigarettes when you're 12. Peer pressure makes you get in a car with a drunk guy. Peer pressure might get you pregnant. But you know what peer pressure also does? It makes you kick down a door with a machine gun behind it. Peer pressure makes you fall on a grenade. Peer pressure, it's who your peers are. Do you have the right people in your life? Do you have people around you that are worthy of you? You surround yourself with good people, peer pressure is the greatest thing that's ever happened to you. Because when you go left, they will tell you to go right. They will remind you what wrong is and keep you right all the time. I want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank you for your hospitality. Thank you to our veterans. Thank you to Vietnam. May God bless our military. May God bless the United States of America. And may God have mercy on anyone stupid enough to threaten an American citizen. Thank you very, very much.